All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the 210 show. We have a pretty good pod for you tonight. But before we get into it, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. Me, I'm Mr. Raider.
I am angry Joy, but not so angry this time.
The hater with facts is back tonight.
Big Silly.
All right, so we're going to cover some MLB, some NBA, some college, and some NFL. But let's go ahead started with this MLB. Joey, take it away.
Gentlemen, I have been watching baseball for a minute now, and I got to say that was one of the best World Series I've ever seen. Now, I know that there's people on this pod that despise the Dodgers, that just can't stand to see them win. But what was it that I was actually saying, Hater, with, when we started this series, I just wanted a good series. Well, the baseball gods, they kind of blessed me in that regard because they gave us 7, not 6, which was the worst pick that we had. And that was by me, so it was a remarkable series from top to bottom. I mean, it starts off wild with the Dodgers actually, going up 2-1, and Ohtani, with his game 2 miracle that he had. The first game, it was 5-4 with the Dodgers, and then game 2, Ohtani does his magic. And then what was weird though, and this is something that I kind of keyed up on, and this is what had Jay fans really, really nervous, was because whenever the Dodgers actually seemed to win a game in this series, they were eking it out at the very, very last moment. But when the Blue Jays actually won, which was game 4 and 5, they beat the shit out of the Dodgers. I mean, the score was not even an indictment on, how close, it was not close. They were whooping them. And then game 6 and 7 roll around. And I mean, that's when the miracles really started to happen. Let me see here. So just to kind of put into highlight, for game 6, the Dodgers, there were some key moments that actually took place. The Dodgers struck in the third inning, Toddy Edmond opening with a double. An intentional walk to Ohtani that set up Will Smith to deliver an RBI double, putting the Dodgers on the board. Then Mookie Betts drove in 2 runs with a single, extending the Dodgers' lead to 3-0. Okay? Well, not to be outdone, the Blue Jays got a little bit pissed off, and they responded at the bottom of the third when George Springer hit an RBI single, cutting the deficit to 3-1. Okay, and then this is when the strong pitching from Yamamoto delivered a dominant outing, just absolutely suffocating the Toronto offense. It was a pivotal moment late when when the Blue Jays had a threatening situations, but the Dodgers closed them out. Okay. Then in the 9th inning, the Blue Jays had a chance to tie, but ground rule double that was prevented him from doing so and helped seal the game for the Dodgers. The win tied the series at 3-3. Okay. With a winner take all in game 7. It showed the Dodgers stepping up when it mattered. Okay. If this isn't good baseball, I don't know what is. So on to game 7. And this is where it really got interesting. The Blue Jays, they actually took a 3-run lead going into jumped ahead early in the 3rd inning when Bichette just absolutely smashed a 3-run homer off of Ohtani of all people, giving the Toronto strong momentum. But the Dodgers, not to be outdone, they started to fight back in the 8th inning. It took that long for them to start fighting back, with Max Muncy launching a solo home run to make it just a little bit closer. But the game-tying homer in the 9th, with the Dodgers trailing in the 9th, and we're going to talk about this gentleman here in just a little bit, Miguel Rojas, okay, stepped on and hit a solo homer to tie the game. Once again, I'm going to hold off on getting into this guy. It was just remarkable what this young man did. But the Dodgers, they survived the jam in the bottom of the 9th. Okay, when the Blue Jays, they actually loaded the bases, tying winning run 50 feet away. Okay, but LA's defense held on with a standout catch by Pages and a 4-2 forced play at home plate. Okay, so now that play was extraordinary because a lot of people were actually thinking that did not, that it wasn't really an out. And if Will Smith's foot did not, came off the plate, then the series was over. Okay, but that didn't happen. In the top of the 11th, with 2 outs, Will Smith launched a solo home run, giving the Dodgers their first lead of the night. Now, remember, this is still in the top of the 11th. Okay, so that gives the Jays a tying hope there. Then Yamamoto comes in. He having starting game 6 and came in, was nailed down in the final 2 2/3 scoreless innings, including a double play to end the game. He was nailed. Excuse me. He was actually given the MVP. Historic repeat. Here's the other thing. This is, and we're going to talk about a little bit of what actually happened in this. But the comeback nature of the Dodgers' resilience after trailing, it was remarkable. I mean, and I don't care if you hate baseball or hate the Dodgers or hate, whatever. It was just an incredible series. Now, here's some records that actually took place. In game 1, Blue Jays, Addison Barger hit a pinch hit grand slam, the first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. In game 3, which lasted 18 innings, the longest innings in World Series history by record. Also in game 3, a combined total of 19 pitches were used by both teams, setting a World Series single record. Ohtani reached the bases 9 times in a single game, which we kind of talked about in an earlier podcast, tying the all-time MLB record and setting a new postseason record. Ohtani also became the first player in postseason history to be intentionally walked 4 times in one game.
Crazy.
It's bananas, right? Okay, so and I can go on. I mean, there's other records that were actually taking place, but now I do know that Yamamoto actually got the MVP of this. So I think that there might be a little bit of conjecture here. But Miguel Rojas, and I mentioned this earlier, I was going to talk a little bit about this dude. What a remarkable comeback story. What a Cinderella story from this kid. According to, all the sources that I could find, he did not have a single hit in the entire postseason because he was intentionally held off the scorecard since October 1st. So it means he never took bat. So what does he do? He actually not only gets the go-ahead home run in game 7, and then he actually makes one of the most remarkable double plays that I've ever seen. Or he did, yeah. I mean, he didn't make the double play, but he actually made one of the most best defensive plays when he actually threw out. I can't remember who it was, to Will Smith at home plate, which actually preserved the game in the 9th inning, which would have ended the game had he scored. That
Yeah.
was just an incredible play. I mean, it was all around a jaw dropper. So, I mean, if you guys don't like baseball, man, you're missing out. It was such an amazing story. So I will take a step off my soapbox and let you guys talk about it.
Well, I have something to say on that. So there is one part about the game that really the Jays were starting to annoy me a little bit. They were showboating towards the end, thinking that they had the game in the bag. And there's one thing about baseball, you don't try to rub your opponent's nose in it, right? Because that's how you get fights. And I can't remember his name, but when he slid into home plate, he left his leg up there when the slide was done, took himself a little, camera moment, I guess, and then got up. I was like, okay, yeah, I hope they lose now. I thought that was just bad taste because the game wasn't even over yet. Granted, they were on the verge of victory. I understand, and then when Vladimir Guerrero Jr. overly celebrated on that line drive catch, I was like, okay, they think they have this in the bag. So it was nice to see the Dodgers pull it out and the Jays to go ahead and humble themselves a little bit.
I think that they needed that too. I mean, it's kind of hard to be humble when you're the champs, though. So,
The Jays aren't the
uh,
champs.
no, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm talking about L.A.
Oh,
I mean, they did kind of take some humble pie, but I've never seen like Freeman and those guys in Betts. I mean, he was actually celebrating as the last throw to Freeman was traveling to first base. He knew that the game was over, but there was true joy in that moment, and that's what baseball is all about. It was so cool to see. And I mean, and I'm with you, bro. I mean, I think that the Jays, they showed a little lack of class, and not just their players but their fans. And,
Yeah.
in talking about how, they don't need Ohtani. Okay, yeah, you don't need Ohtani. Yeah. Arguably one of the best players of a generation, if
Right.
not the last century.
Bet
The
you wish you
guy,
had him now.
come
Say
on,
that
yeah,
again.
yeah. I mean, what would have been if you would have had him now? So I mean, come on,
Well,
dude, get real.
uh, okay, so I do only have one point of contention with you, and you're talking the potential contention with who the MVP was. Now, look, I understand my old dude, like he comes through in the pinch and like the pinches, a pinch hits. You know what I mean? I get that. However, when you talk about the performance of Yamamoto in the World Series, you understand that he pitched in 3 games in the World Series, right?
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
threw a total of 235 pitches in one series. That's ridiculous, dude. Like,
Okay, so let me clarify with that, Hater. I mean, do I believe that Rojas actually deserved to be the MVP? No, I mean it was an MVP moment. I guess let me just illustrate. Yamamoto, he was
come on, man.
What
He
gets dude.
he saved y'all bacon, dog. Come on.
Yeah,
Now,
he did,
yeah.
but Ohtani should be the MVP in my opinion.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
well,
Because
Well,
10
I don't know.
strikeouts, 3 home runs, like, Ohtani's the reason why we even made it to Game 7, and Yamamoto finished it off, sure. We couldn't done it without him, but I think Ohtani was pivotal.
Okay, so he was pivotal in game 2. But excuse me, and then but he also gave up a few home runs. When he was throwing in game 4, if I'm not mistaken. So I think Yamamoto was almost as perfect as you can get when it comes to pitching and all around game play. I mean, is Ohtani awesome? I mean, I would
yes.
never trade the man for anything in the world, but I think Yamamoto, I think it was well deserved. He showed the true grit, and he was coming in to be able to throw 3 games in the World Series with that
Not just
number of throws. That's remarkable.
not just
You
3
know,
games. Not just 3 games, but he came in game 6 and 7. So he came up clutch in both, what I'm saying, like
yeah.
both win or go home games.
But I hear you, Raider. I mean, if Ohtani was to get it, I'm not hating that at all. I mean, first of all, you got to win the freaking series to be able to be named MVP.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Who,
yeah,
who,
I'm
who,
not hating
who,
that at all.
who, who was named MVP?
Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
Yeah, but either way, guys, I thought, in my opinion, I'm glad that you guys gave me a moment to reflect on this, but that was some of the best baseball I have seen in my life. And that's saying
Gotta
something.
agree. It was
I'm getting
good.
to be an old fart, man. I mean, that was just great baseball, man. I mean,
It
so
really
yeah, the
was.
baseball gods were listening to me, and I know that Hater, you were chomping at the bit to want to wash my face in it and say, yeah, you wanted a game, you wanted a strong series, so here's
I'll
you
be
eating
honest.
shit.
Oh, no. See, the one thing I did want to see, my hater heart. I wanted to see Mr. Raider getting your ass for 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 wishing this upon the Dodger
I'll tell
faithful,
you, bro, I was listen,
because he wanted a chip.
I had
You
a
want
text ready.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, so you
You
wanted to see him blame me for them
yeah,
losing,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Oh
Oh, you
my
would have earned
god.
it. You would have earned it,
Boy,
dog.
man,
You
right
you
around the 8th inning, boy, and I was hot. Boy, I was so
Yeah.
hot. I was hot. I was like, that motherfucker wished for
The
a competitive series. Fuck that. We need a sweep now.
Mhm.
From now on.
Yeah, mhm.
Well,
You
I
keep
didn't
your shit to
even I didn't
yourself.
think it was gonna go 7. I mean, my god, I picked 6.
I didn't know. I didn't know. Man,
Oh,
no.
shut up.
You
Even
sound
you actually picked the Dodgers in 5 or
I picked the Dodgers in 5. I did. But I'm
I did
saying,
too.
but again, I'm looking at the dominance of the overall roster. You said I wanna nobody wants to see a sweep in the World Series. Like, man, damn that. I'm trying to get a chip up in here. You know?
That's
Y'all have
right.
a chance in history. You have a chance
Yeah,
to,
right.
put yourselves in possible dynasty conversations, and you're talking about you want a series? No, I don't. No, I don't.
Yep.
Especially when you
Plus,
have a weak bullpen, you don't want to extend the series, but Yamamoto saved your ass, which is exactly why he
yeah.
deserved to be MVP.
And plus, this competitive game took probably about 5 years off my life because my blood pressure was spiking throughout this whole series, man. At one moment, I had to turn the TV off and get, like, myself together after 10 minutes and then turn it back on and start watching again. It was
You
tough.
know,
I almost threw my remote in the wall too.
to be honest with you, Raider, I didn't know when to put my jersey on or take it off. I mean, I was talking to one of my colleagues at work, and he's just like, "How are you sports freaks so I mean, you're so superstitious. It's for shit like
Yeah.
this, man, because
Yeah,
you want
man.
every fucking advantage, and you think that you have, some sort of power over the universe to be able to alter the way they throw the ball, the way they slide, the way they catch everything. How how fucking stupid are we? I'm
Well,
just saying.
what's hilarious is, like, I took my hat off real quick just to scratch my head right before Will Smith hit that home run, and I left that motherfucker off. I didn't put it back on. I left it right here by my seat. I was like, but I had the logo facing the TV, though. I still made sure that was gonna wait.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally
Well,
understand what you mean.
it's the same way with football and every other sport that you're passionate about. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, so for any of our listeners out there that feel like you're somewhat of a reject by doing some of these stupid rituals, oh, you are so not alone.
You're not. Yeah, you're not. And I'd have to echo the sentiments base. It was some really good baseball. Like, I think this is gonna be up there with the classics, when they start selling the MLB classic stuff. So this series, if you never even heard baseball, you didn't know what it was about, and you want to watch for the first time, if you got to watch this series, you were truly blessed because baseball isn't all like this in those series. This is great.
But anyway, gentlemen, that's all the takes I have on baseball for the year.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and transition to some NBA then. Hey, I know you got something to say, and I know Woo Pig has something to say too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we're pretty much under what week? I guess week 3. We can say week 3 of NBA season right now. And right now, the biggest story I would say in the early NBA season so far has been the the tremendous start and the performances of one Victor Wembanyama of the San Antonio Spurs. They did just take a loss recently against Phoenix, and it was kind of a blowout fashion too. But I mean, Devin Booker and those guys over at the Suns, they shot really well. So,
Any of you
but
guys catch that game at
huh?
all? Did any of you guys catch that game?
Mm-mm.
I
I
No.
did
caught a
not.
good bit of it. I caught a good bit of it, but for the most part, I pretty much caught highlights. But
Okay, so it was very, very interesting, because Wemby, he was so concerned with getting the ball out and passing and stuff like that. I mean, the
right,
dude only scored 9 points. I mean, how do you go from 45 to 9? I mean, everybody's going to have their night. But the true star for the Spurs that night was Castle. And I'm going to kind of go off of what you were actually saying. When I asked the question, is Castle legit? Yes.
yeah,
But they run into a buzzsaw that night against.
yeah, they shot, yeah, they
I
shot
mean,
very well.
something they could not miss a three-pointer.
Yep.
Just watching this game and you're just like in awe. You're like, what the heck are they? I mean, but yeah, the Suns, they put on a clinic that night.
Is
It
it
was
is
one
it
of those
way
games.
too early to say the Spurs could be possible playoff contenders?
Oh
They'll make the
no, it's not.
playoffs.
That's not early enough at all. I
Yeah.
I
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't change expectation at all. There were a lot of people that had high hopes for the squad, especially just with the belief in what Victor can do. Being the freak that he is. But I think what surprised people is just how dominant that he has been, for the past, in the 6 games that they have played so far. And you're really trying to understand and figure out, like, how exactly are you gonna beat these dudes? And also point out too that the start that they're having and De'Aaron Fox is not even in the lineup yet.
I know, right?
That
Jeez.
that's gonna be crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That's why Houston traded for Durant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Wish they
it's interesting, and I know that this is going to be coming up here pretty soon. But the next game that the Spurs have, dun dun dun, dun against the Lakers, and then shortly right after that, they actually have Houston. So
Yeah.
Too bad the tickets are $1,000,000. I'd say let's go watch.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
the
god.
Spurs the Spurs, their biggest issue is gonna be their 3-point shooting. It's not great. So
It's not, outside of, Hart, or excuse me, Castle. I mean, he's able to throw up some heat. Harper, he's not too bad, but he's a rookie, so we'll see. But
Yeah.
Victor, I know he has a range, but that shouldn't be his whole.
No.
That's not a game. He needs to play the
I
inside.
don't know, man. His 3-point percentage is pretty decent for a big
Oh,
man.
it is. But I mean, if he's taking the outside, then who's taking the inside?
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. The way the team is constructed, like he's their only inside presence that they have, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're looking at like how you should best deploy Victor, it's definitely you want to work inside out with him because really, if nothing else, to get the other big men on the other team in foul trouble, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And then after that, you can start working working some plays on the outside and stuff like that. You can mix it up, but
Sure.
primarily you want him to be dominant inside and to put that internal pressure on the opposing team. You definitely want that.
An ideal
if-
pairing
if-
for Wemby is like a guy like Korzinga. What's Porzingis?
Porzingis?
That's how you say his last name. Yeah, or Aiden. Even Aiden from the Lakers. Like I think he would complement Wembanyama really well.
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
think if there was one thing that I would love to see the Spurs actually shore up, I'd love to see them get one more big man.
Yeah.
yeah, because they're hardly even played.
Okay.
Their top centers only played 2 games, and he averages like 25 minutes. So it's not.
Yeah.
They don't even usually field a center.
All right. Now
True
let's
center.
stop. Let's stop this right now. I know what you're trying to do, Angry Joey. I know what you're trying to do. The NBA will not allow this to happen. We talked a little bit about this in our office quite a bit about, the possibility of a particular center who plays in Milwaukee somehow making it to San Antonio. Let me tell you something. Man. The NBA will not allow that to happen.
Why
That
not?
cannot happen. Absolutely
Why not?
cannot happen. Wait, why?
I think the NBA wants him to leave Milwaukee. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he ain't
anywhere
coming to
else.
San Antonio.
Why?
Man, no, that's like Thanos getting the Mind Stone at the end. No, you can't have that, dude.
I don't think it
Can't
would
have
work, man, between him and Wemby. I really don't.
I mean, who else are the Spurs paying? They have to have the money to do it, right?
Yes, that's a very good point. Actually, yeah. Ooh, you're right. Salary rise. Yeah, they can't. You're right. They can't make that work. I think maybe the highest paid player right now might be De'Aaron Fox. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll double check that real quick.
It
But
would be a monster grouping, that's for sure. But you say that that's the biggest story. Maybe I got a different news feed going
oh
on.
boy,
The biggest story for me
oh
are
boy,
my Los Angeles Lakers,
oh boy.
and that 6-2 start.
My God.
With or without
Alright.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Without LeBron James, the Nabisco
It
brothers,
is.
the Nabisco brothers have been taking it to him.
Nabisco brothers.
Yeah, Nabisco brothers. The Nabisco they created the saltine cracker, so Nabisco brothers.
Oh my God!
Oh, you gotta love the internet, man.
I love it.
No, that's mine. That's mine. I didn't get that from the internet. I came up with that one on my own.
Oh, nice.
God! Well,
Trademark that shit.
congratulations, Kyle.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
T-shirt,
Nabisco
Kyle.
brothers.
I salute that. Yeah, that's
You're
pretty
a
dope.
meme phenom right now, man.
Yeah,
I
you
know,
go.
right?
No, but if you look at it, Luka, he's averaging 41.3 points per game, 11.5 rebounds per game, and 8.3 assists. And then Austin Reaves is averaging 31.1, 5,
Austin
and
Reaves.
9. So between the two of them, they're averaging 72 points a game. It's crazy.
Well,
So
It's a long
here's the
season, my
problem.
brother.
Yeah,
I know.
here's the problem, Woo Pig. And I know you don't want to hear this, but once the Kane comes back, the drama shall arrive as well.
I would love to tell you that you were wrong, but I am curious to see what happens when LeBron James comes back. Because right now they've got something going. They're 6-2. They've just been blowing teams out.
Mm-hmm.
And the ball resides in either Austin Reaves or Luka's hands 95% of the time right now.
Mhm.
They're
So
both. Go ahead.
here's a controversial take. Would you trade LeBron James right now for some future assets?
What's his value and what's his worth?
That's a good question. I don't know. Just saying, would you trade him? If you're the Lakers, would you trade him based off what you've seen so far? Let's say 20 games in, you're 18-5 or 18-2. What do you do?
I would love
Oh,
for I so here's my thing. I don't think we could get back anything for LeBron James that would be worth losing what kind of player he is right now. Like, he is still probably a top 10, top 15 player in the league if he comes back and he's playing the way he was last year. And there's nobody on this planet that's gonna give us top 10, top 15 player,
New York might.
return on our money.
Well,
Knicks might.
okay, so
Who?
I
What?
kind of agree with you on that one, Kyle. I mean, how many times have we actually
who pick?
okay, this is a weird take. How many times have we actually seen it in fantasy football where you have somebody on your team that you're not gonna get what they're worth,
Mhm.
you know, so you're kinda stuck with them, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
what it with LeBron James, I mean, I give it a hard pass on a trade, I say you stick on, hang on to the guy, I mean
Yeah.
I would I'm right there with you because right now and look, and to the audience out there, look, I'm a Michael Jordan dude, even though
Me
I'm
too.
from Detroit, right? But I couldn't stand Michael Jordan as a kid, but I learned to respect the man. I'll just say this. LeBron James at this point is more name than game.
No,
And because of that,
no,
yeah,
what?
Man,
no. Did
man,
you see
last
what he
year he had a
averaged
great
last
season,
year?
dude.
He had a
Yeah,
great
man.
season last year.
At 40.
oh,
Come on.
hold on. See, that's again,
Come on.
just based on raw numbers. Based on raw numbers, you would say that. The problem is if you look at their overall record, speaks otherwise.
Sure,
And
but hater. The average age of the NBA player, I think, is 24, 25.
your point,
So he's doing this at 40.
he's
Averaging what do you average, Blue Pig?
20
25
he's like
and
24, 25, yes.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. The problem with this is he is the outlier though. He's the outlier. He's not the norm, right?
it's not his fault.
I know it's not, but the point is at some point your time runs out.
Yeah, but
And you look at his hourglass
The
is
Lakers
fading
record
away.
wasn't his fault though. The reason we had the reason we had the record we had was because we didn't have a center. We traded away Anthony Davis
Gee, I
for
wonder yeah,
Luka
and I wonder why. I wonder how that happened.
because it's a no brain, stupid,
Yeah,
duh
for
reason.
Luka,
You do that in a New
like,
York minute. They
Right.
they traded away
Yeah.
last year's
I would have had
season
to change my underwear after I'd
for
made that trade, boy.
Hey,
yeah,
hey, and
exactly.
look,
It was a no-brainer.
we can't knock the Lakers for making the trade. However,
Yeah.
it is a little questionable that nobody else knew that Luka was on the block. But I digress. The
And
point of the
and and DeAndre Ayton is playing really good.
That's actually not
whatever,
true. There was 2
whatever,
other teams.
he's
There was 2
averaging
other
whatever.
teams.
17 and 8.
Yeah,
17
okay.
and 8 is a big man.
Okay. And
Leading
I'm
the
just
team with blocks. I'm just saying he's doing good.
well, okay. Well, number one, when he get his feelings hurt tomorrow, because Victor is going to put him in a blender. Once that happens, and then what the thing that that the Laker fans that I've heard from and talked to are failing to understand and realize is that DeAndre Ayton is a very emotional player. There's a reason why he has gone from Phoenix and to Portland, and even Portland don't want him, and why you ended up with him. There's a reason for that. He has severely underachieved consistently throughout his career,
Yeah, but
I
he's
think
been
he
and
knows
humbled,
that
he has
and
now.
not
now
meet the
he's
billing of a
now
number one overall pick.
but
He has not.
he's been humbled, and now he's playing for one of the premier organizations with a
Oh
bunch of
Lord,
young players that get along well with him. You can tell when you watch him play basketball, he's enjoying his time right now with the Lakers.
he'll enjoy it until LeBron gets back. Then
Why?
it's just
Why?
it,
Who are we gonna
it,
replace him with? Who are we gonna take minutes from? He's our big man. He is like our number one. Like the
well,
worst
he
thing that
was
can happen to us is if he gets hurt.
well, yeah, but he missed it. Well, didn't he missed a couple of starts the last two games for Jackson Hayes, right? That's not a
Um,
coincidence.
he might have been taking time off. Like last game, what's funny is last game they didn't play Luca, they didn't play LeBron, and they didn't play Reaves, and we still won the game against Miami. We had all
Yeah,
backups, and we
damn.
still won the game. Yeah.
Oh
And what's
Lord,
Ugh.
funny is they started calling him the the. Did you guys see what happened with Ant-Man?
Uh-uh.
no.
All right, so we got we got this guy named Jake Laravia? I can't even say his name. Anyways, guy came out of nowhere. He scored 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals when they beat him. And you saw Ant-Man, he was on the bench, and somebody screamed out, "Who's number 12?" And it zoomed in on Ant-Man right as they said that, and Ant-Man threw up his hands, and he was like, "I don't know." It's like it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. So after the game, he gave a shout out to Anthony Edwards for that clip going viral, and
Nice.
so he said he appreciated it. It was funny. So
Wow.
yeah, it's been fun. I think our bench is deep enough at this point. We got enough players. Marcus Smart's playing well for us. You know, it's I think it's an exciting time right now as a Lakers fan myself. I'm looking forward to when LeBron comes back. Hopefully, LeBron James, one of the smartest players I've ever watched. He's been in the game for so long. My hope is that he can work himself into what we've got going, and hopefully, maybe he can be that like off the ball third person.
Whoa, whoa,
And
whoa,
no,
whoa,
hold on,
whoa.
listen. When he first came into the league, he was a defensive monster, right? And then
Yes.
as more and more offensive as more and more offensive like energy had to be exerted on the offensive side, his defense fell off. But if he could just allow Reaves and Luca to do their thing and reserve his energy on the defensive side, he could be one of our defensive backbones because he's got the body for it. He's got the physicality for it. It's just in the past, he's had to exert so much energy on the offensive side that he hasn't had very much in the tank for the defensive side. So hopefully, maybe he can flip that and spend, majority of his energy on the defensive side and let Reeves and Luca just take over the offense. That would be my hope. And I think LeBron's a smart enough player that he could do something like that.
Let me tell you something, man. First of all, when you get older, you ain't playing on damn defense. Let me tell you something. This is he ain't sitting on no chair. He ain't sitting no chair and guarding like. First of all, you said he's going to be the third option.
Well, he
You talk
already
about
is.
LeBron James. Mr. Raider just said that like he is the phenom of phenoms. And now you're saying he is the third option on this team.
If he's averaging 20, then yeah, he's the third option because Reeves and Luka are averaging more than that.
So hold on. So you, the resident Laker fan,
Yeah.
on this pod, are you announcing to the world right now that Austin Reeves has surpassed LeBron James in the hierarchy of the Los Angeles Lakers?
I'm not saying that at all. When they come back, Austin Reeves could defer to LeBron. He might fall back into that third. Who knows? It might flip from night to night. So, I know that Austin Reeves works well in that third position. Last year with Luka and LeBron both playing, he still averaged 20. So maybe
Hey.
LeBron takes over that second. Maybe he's the second and Austin Reeves is the third. Who knows?
Well, I'll just leave it like this. Austin Reeves need to look at those tapes of the Cleveland Cavaliers the second go around and Kyrie Irving in that relationship. All I know is Kyrie Irving saved and delivered the points that delivered the championship, and to pay him back, LeBron told him you can sit in the back with all of the centers when we take the championship picture. I just leave it at that.
Look. You can say you can say what you want to about LeBron James, but he's won a championship with every team he's played for, including the Lakers. I don't think he deserves a statue,
Bubble championship.
but doesn't matter. Still a championship. Still counts.
It does. It matters a lot.
10 years from now, 20 years from now, they won't even remember COVID.
It was the NBA equivalent of a military deployment, but go ahead.
Whatever.
So last question on this
Yeah.
NBA stuff. So what about the coaching job that Homeboy's doing?
Oh God, he's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Best young coach in the NBA.
Oh, okay. See,
He is.
See, there you go again.
He is.
Look. Just say the man is doing good. Just say he's doing good. You ain't gotta take it all the way to the 10th degree. See, this is why I compare you to Cowboy fans. Stop being Delulu.
Can you name another coach around his age that is anywhere in his realm of coaching ability right now?
Okay, well, his age, no. Because
that's what I said.
He's the youngest coach in the league.
He's the best young coach in the league. That's what I said.
He's probably
I'm
the
not saying
youngest coach in the league, so that's kinda, damning with fake praise.
no, it's not.
I don't
Yeah,
No,
know,
it's
man.
not.
He's a good coach, dude, because the way
He's
he's
great.
using the players, the offense scheme, defense scheme, he's letting these players cook. I think he's doing a good job, and he's keeping LeBron James in check, actually. So
Yeah.
you don't see LeBron James
has
trying to
he?
undermine him. Yeah, LeBron James ain't undermining JJ right now. You see that?
The
Now
man
wait
can
until they start
Mm.
losing, then you'll see. But
Okay.
as of right now,
First
no.
of all, let him get to the hold on, let's see how his rotations work when LeBron James comes back. Let's
Hey,
start with that.
I tell you right now. Tell you right now, if it came to a head and it was JJ Redick or LeBron James, the leadership is choosing JJ Redick.
Well, duh,
Oh, for
I mean,
sure.
come on.
They
That's not
better.
that's not saying nothing.
Well,
You gotta be a
how many times in LeBron's history of playing in the NBA has his position been less than that of the coach?
the
The
man is
only
40
the
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 the man
only
is 42. What are you talking
the
about?
only place that I can think of is when he played for the Heat.
Miami.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and guess how many championships they won? That's all I'm saying.
Hold
Just
on.
saying.
If hold on. If Tom Brady, seven-time champion, could get ousted from the Patriots after all that he's done, LeBron James is not safe. And the Lakers will be absolute fools to side with LeBron James at this point. Like,
I
come on,
know, that's my
let's be real.
point. That's what we're saying.
But
That's what
I
we're
mean, come on.
saying. We're sa what I'm saying is LeBron doesn't have the power
Am I
that he
No,
speaking
used to
he does
Spanish?
have.
not.
Am I speaking English? Like what? Like, come on, man. We're saying the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're saying.
Yeah,
So
okay.
he doesn't have the power to manipulate the
Like,
way he
the way
used to.
you said-
That
Yeah.
doesn't mean he won't try. That's what I'm expecting when once
See,
he comes back from his sciatica.
I think LeBron James is smart enough and he's good enough dude. I like LeBron James. I hope he stays a Laker until he retires. I don't want him to go anywhere. I think he's a fantastic player, even at age 40. I don't think we could trade him for anything that's worthwhile,
He's a fan.
unless it's like to Cleveland, and they
Oh,
give it,
but
and
see, there you
if they
go.
gave us like a big package at Cleveland, so that he could retire, as a Cavalier, maybe. But outside of that, just keep that man, let him play out his career, and let's win another chip this year.
Well, the only way you'll be able to do that is if LeBron, humbles himself and not take max money.
All right. Well, speaking of taking max money, let's transition to some college football. If there's nothing else on this NBA stuff.
No,
We
I'm
good?
good. I'm good.
Yep.
Good. All right. Go ahead, Woo Pig.
All right. Well, another topsy turvy week in college football. So we have a couple games to go over in the top 25 where we had top 25 teams lose. So we'll start out with Georgia Tech. Their unbeaten season has come to an end at the hands of NC State. The final was NC 48, Georgia Tech 36. Georgia Tech, they fell from number 8 down to number 16. So they fell 8 spots. NC State piled on 583 yards of offense, including 243 on the ground. Quarterback CJ Bailey threw for 340 yards and ran for a touchdown. So
Damn.
it was a pretty big beatdown. The defense for Georgia Tech just melted, and their unbeaten season is over now. So we'll have to see what happens with the ACC. That knocks the last ACC team out of the top 12. There are no ACC teams in the top 12, and there's only 4 unbeaten teams left in college football. So you have Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and BYU. That's it. Those are the only undefeated teams left in college football.
Well, there is one correction, Woo Pig. I'm sorry to interrupt, but there is the college football playoff rankings just came out, and
Yeah,
there
I was
is
just
an
looking at that.
ACC team that's in there.
I got something to say
Virginia.
about this playoff picked shit, but I'll wait.
Yeah, Virginia
Uh,
is number 11 in the college football playoff ranking. But go ahead.
Not from what I'm seeing.
I'm looking at it right now.
From what I'm saying, Virginia's 14.
That's probably the AP, but the college football playoff committee just released their first
Yeah, like
ranking
just
for the
now.
season. Yeah, they're like it's just come out like maybe the last 20 minutes.
Yeah,
And
college football playoff rankings.
yes,
Virginia is
is
ranked
number 11.
14.
Yeah, Virginia's 11.
Yeah.
It's CFP.
No, that's
Get
the
progression.
AP top 25,
Let me see.
right? Am I going crazy?
Yes.
No delay in that response there, hater.
Okay. So, okay. My bad. Okay, it's kind of weird because they're plotting out what the matchups would be, and Virginia would be in. Maybe as I guess I don't know how, but yeah, they're even under 14. But
Well, that's because ACC automatically gets one team in.
okay, got it. Okay,
Yeah, so
all right,
the ACC will get one team into the national championship, whoever wins the ACC. So they're probably assuming that Virginia will win it all.
got it. Okay,
But as of right now, the standings,
yeah.
there
Okay, I
is
see what
no
you mean.
ACC in the top 12.
Got it.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
so I stand corrected. My bad.
No, hey, I thought I was going crazy because I had 2 people telling me that, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm
Yeah,
looking right
that's
here."
that's confusing to me too, 'cause I'm looking right at it as well, trying to make
Yeah,
sense of it.
Yeah.
yeah,
So the way it works is every of the Power 4, all of them get an automatic bid. Whoever wins whoever wins their conference will get in. So technically speaking, right now, if you wanna guarantee that you're in the playoffs, you have to be a top 11 school. If you're
got it.
that 12th school, like right now, Oklahoma's number 12, they
Right.
wouldn't make it in the playoffs because a school from the ACC is gonna take one of those spots.
So they get an
So
at-large bid if you win the conference.
yes,
Got it.
exactly, yeah. Alright, well, I'm
Okay.
glad we figured that out.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Alright, so we'll see what happens with the ACC. Essentially, at this point, whoever wins the ACC is gonna be the team that wins or that gets into the playoffs because nobody else is in the top 12. Alright, let's move on. In Austin, Texas, they hosted Vanderbilt in a game that looked like it'd be a staple opportunity for either team, and the Longhorns delivered behind a healthy Arch Manning. So the final score was 34-31 Vanderbilt. Not it really wasn't that close. For the
Yeah.
majority of the game, Texas was, putting the whooping on them. Afterwards, Texas has moved up 7 spots to number 13 in the country, and Vanderbilt has moved down 6 spots to 15. I believe in the college football rankings, Texas has moved into, like, 11th or something like
Yes.
that, so they're in the top 12 as well in the college football playoff standings. So,
What is their rank, by the way?
what is the
Texas?
rank now?
Yeah.
11 right now.
No. What's their? I'm sorry, not their rank, but what's their record?
Oh, they've got 2
7-2?
losses. Yeah, 7-2.
They're 7-2. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Notre
that's
Dame
fair. That's fair.
yes. So Notre Dame is 6-2, and you guys are ranked 10th, and then
Yeah.
Texas is right behind you at 7-2.
No,
So,
that's fair. I get it. I
yeah.
was gonna say, because if I thought for some odd reason, I thought that they had more than I thought they had 3 losses, but because if they had 3, then I'd be pissed. But
No, they had some really close games against teams that they should have blown out. That's
yeah,
probably why you thought they had 3 losses, because some of those wins were essentially losses.
yeah,
They have been a Jekyll and Hyde team this whole year, where they'll have a great game and then a letdown game, and a great game and a letdown game. So, but it looks like maybe Arch Manning was able to figure something out. He threw for 328 yards and 3 touchdowns. So I didn't even know if he was gonna play this because he was in concussion protocol, but I guess they made him sniff some sniffing salts and taught him the test. He got out of the protocol pretty quick. So, good on Texas. Sorry on Vanderbilt. I was hoping Vanderbilt would have one of those Cinderella seasons, and they're still n number 15. They could still potentially get into the playoffs, but it's less likely now.
Well, let's okay. You know what? Keep going. I'll save my
Okay.
opinions later. Go ahead.
Alright, in Dallas, Miami's top 10 dream fizzled in overtime against an SMU team that refused to quit. So, number 10 Miami lost to SMU 26-20 in overtime. Miami dropped 8 spots to number 18, and SMU is still unranked. So, that's another ACC team that started out hot, and I think now that's their 2nd loss this year. So,
Yep. Mario Cristobal does it again.
yeah. So it's unfortunate for Miami. Good luck next year.
Mhm.
The next game we'll talk about over in Knoxville, Oklahoma and Tennessee clashed in a borderline playoff eliminator, and the Sooners walked away with the season-saving win. So Oklahoma won 33 to Tennessee's 27. Oklahoma's they rose to number 11, at least in the AP poll. So they rose 7 points or 7 spots, and then Tennessee dropped 9 spots down to number 23. So I believe in the college football rankings, they have Oklahoma sitting at 12, which we know now, like, that's not good enough to make the playoffs.
Right.
They're gonna be the odd man out at number 12. So
Yeah.
they're gonna have to do something to get higher in the rankings. But good on them. They were able to beat Tennessee, and we'll see where it goes with there. The next game up in Salt Lake City, Utah hosted Cincinnati, and Utah was able to pull out a big win against Cincinnati, 45-14. The Utah quarterback threw for 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they rushed for 220 yards. So they dominated time of possession, which is kind of how Utah has been winning this whole time. Is they just dominate the time of possession in their games. So we'll see where that gets them. They're ranked number 17. They're probably not, playoff bound, but they could still get a New Year's Six bowl. So we'll see what happens with them, and better luck next year, Cincinnati. And then the last game is West Virginia, Houston. West Virginia was able to pull out a win against Houston, 45-35.
That surprised me.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that drops Houston out of the top 25. Western Virginia, they rushed for 246 yards and just controlled the game. So, you take it out of Houston's hands, that high octane offense can't do what it's supposed to. They still scored 35, but West Virginia just kind of outfoxed them. So sorry for any Houston fans we have out there. But they're still having a really good season, and they still have a chance at winning the Big 12. So
Yeah, they do.
Just like with the ACC, whoever wins the Big 12 makes it to the dance. So their playoff hopes aren't over. They would just have to they just have to focus on winning the Big 12 this year. So, and that's pretty much all the games in the top 25. The only other thing I want to talk to you guys about was we had another big time firing this year. So Auburn over the weekend fired Hugh Freeze. That is his end of his tenure at Auburn. See, it came after a 10-3 home loss to the Kentucky Wildcats. So that was just you don't lose to Kentucky. You can lose to Kentucky in basketball, but you don't lose to them in football. That's the rule.
Brutal.
So, his overall record at Auburn was 15-19 and only 6-16 in the SEC play.
Damn, that's not going to do it.
Yeah. So
on that conference,
his buyout's about $15 million. Auburn can afford that all day long, so they're paying that out. And
hey, Whoopig, I read something that the rumor mill is that Auburn's going to go after Lane Kiffin. Did you hear anything about that or see anything about that?
The rumor mill is that everyone's going after Lane Kiffin. Everyone.
Yeah, I believe that for sure. But I saw something on I think it was yesterday, some article. I forget where it was. Was that Bleacher Report? Maybe, I'm not sure. But it said that their target is Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, everyone's target's Lane Kiffin. He's the hot commodity right now that everybody's trying to steal from Ole Miss. Man, if I was an Ole Miss fan, I'd be so pissed right now. Oh, my goodness. But some of the top prospects out there
afford a pay raise for Lane Kiffin. That's the question.
He gonna Nick Saban this shit. I promise.
I need a private jet. I need about 3 or 4 houses.
House paid for
by taxpayers.
Yeah. Auburn has the biggest little brother syndrome of any school in the country. Texas A&M come close, but Auburn, man, they got boosters that are willing to pay whatever it takes to keep up with Alabama.
Yeah. And they just want to beat Alabama every year.
Every year.
That's their. What is it? The Iron Bowl game that they call it or whatever?
Yeah, the Iron Bowl. Yeah, so they'll pay good money for a coach.
Okay, they want to be Alabama, and people in hell want ice water. So we don't get what we want.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Auburn.
Yeah. So
you had see. Cam Newton. If Cam Newton come back through there, then you might have a chance.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I've also heard James Franklin mentioned as a candidate for Auburn. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think that kind of fits. Actually, I think that fits.
Hold on, wait. Hold on.
That fits.
So wait a minute. What fits? The fact that he can't win big games?
No, well,
He couldn't
come on,
win big
man.
games at Vanderbilt and Penn State. Give him a good old boy college that's full of knuckleheads.
Yeah, man. The average weight of their defensive line is like 350 pounds,
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
man, look.
and he's a
Oh,
good
okay.
defensive coach.
He been stuck at smart schools. Give him a good old dumb school, okay? Let him go to town. You know?
Well, they're hanging out with a 2.0 GPA,
That's
just
right.
all kind of
Right.
defensive plays.
That's right. Billy Bob and Bubba can bring him home, okay?
That's right. That's right.
Hey,
Man,
okay,
that's right.
okay. I do have one quick question for the panel, real quick. Okay, as far as a high pressure coaching job to take, right? Given what we know, is it LSU, Auburn, or Florida? Which one is the highest pressure job that somebody's going to take here?
LSU, hands down, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would have to say LSU. I would say Auburn over all of them because you're always gonna be compared to Alabama. But
Right.
but at this point, you got the governor of Louisiana picking you.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you see
Yeah.
that?
What a stupid move. That dude should have just kept his damn mouth shut.
Like,
Man.
I was
Idiot.
like, why is the
Idiots.
governor of the state that's how crazy they are in Louisiana. The
Well,
governor is getting
didn't the
involved.
governor also have a part to play in getting rid of Brian Kelly too?
Yep.
From my understanding, they fired the AD, the president
Yes.
of the school, like, they fired
Yeah,
everybody.
it was the
Yes.
whole thing. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
anybody that was actually associated with Brian Kelly,
God,
they
God.
made sure that they got axed. I mean,
Yeah.
that's remarkable. I've never
I
seen such a
I
thing.
have I've never seen a governor come up here and say, "This is what we're gonna do to get this new coach for L." Like,
Yeah.
I was blown away. I'm like, "What is going on?" I mean, I understand he's a state employee, but come on,
Damn.
man.
Like, yeah, it's
All the reason why the pressure would be on LSU, because
Yeah.
whoever decides to step in that fucking dumpster fire, especially after
Well,
that.
guess what fan the governor is? Just out of curiosity, what do you think?
Go
Nick
Louisiana.
Saban.
Yeah. Well, to speak about LSU, do you know what the number 1 target I've heard the LSU is having right now?
Nick
Who's that?
Saban.
Who?
Nick
Their number
Saban?
1 No,
Yeah.
their number 1 target is Marcus Freeman, the current head coach at
Get the
Oh,
fuck
You're
out
not
of
doing
here.
that
That
again.
better
Get
not
outta
happen
here.
twice.
Get outta here.
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
Ain't happening.
I've been hearing it over and over and over.
No.
That is their number 1
Absolutely not.
target
That
is Marcus
no.
Freeman.
Dude,
Marcus Freeman would be out of his mind to go down there.
I
Absolutely
agree.
not.
Especially
I
now.
agree.
Absolutely not.
I agree would be. I'm just saying I hear it all the time.
if
Wow.
Marcus Freeman actually went to LSU after what happened with Brian Kelly and that whole fiasco,
Yeah.
I would be second guessing my life's choices with Notre Dame. To be honest with you.
Woo, woo.
That would
That's a
piss
strong
me off
statement,
to
my
a
friend.
level that,
Woo.
oh my God,
But
that would.
hey,
that-
if it happens though, would you become a lifelong hater of LSU?
oh, I'm already am. But the thing is that I mean, that would be like John Elway getting to like the AFC Championship game against, or excuse me, not the AFC Championship game, but the divisional rivalry against the Raiders, jumping ship, joining the Raiders.
Yeah.
That's what it would be right. It would be right in line with that. I mean, that would be just, oh my God, that
I
would
know. I
break
like
my
that scenario. To be honest with you.
that
Yeah,
would break my freaking heart, man.
Yeah, I've seen it on multiple things. In fact, I asked for top coaching prospects for all the schools in Chat GPT, and the number 1 candidate that they have here listed for LSU is Marcus Freeman. So even Chat GPT is like, "Yep, that's it. That's their target."
Okay.
Now,
Now there
Oh,
now,
was
now
there
that
was
doesn't mean
one.
that doesn't mean that Marcus Freeman is considering it at all.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. He would be absolutely out of his mind to leave Notre Dame. I think Notre
Yeah.
Dame is one of the best coaching jobs in the country. So above that of LSU. And right and and just like Mr. Rader said, right now, with as messy as it is there, ain't nobody want to
Mhm.
step in that mess.
No.
Nobody wants to step in that mess.
No, of course not.
So I don't think it's gonna happen. I just found it humorous that they're trying to double dip into Notre Dame for their coaching search. So,
Well,
Like a
I
pipeline.
think that they
yeah.
see what we. Wouldn't you agree that they see what we see? You know, I mean, Marcus Freeman. You know, I mean, we've commented how many times on this pod. You know how much everybody seems to.
Yeah.
You
No, I
might
love
hate
yeah, I
Notre
love
Dame,
him.
but
No,
He's a
Freeman.
no,
great
he's a great
coach, but
coach.
let's be
He's a great
honest.
coach.
Let's
Yeah.
be honest. They try to run him out of town his second year. Let's
Well,
be honest.
yeah, it
Yes.
took him a few
Come
years
on.
to establish, but at this point, he's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I know, but they
he's
were.
good now.
But my point is that they were trying. They were good. They were about to 86 his ass out of there early on in his tenure. So,
well,
but they
but
kept him, which is smart. So I agree with you, Angry Joyce.
look at what
Sure.
1 year can do.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
now he's
Yeah.
the hotness that everybody wants to steal from Notre Dame.
Now,
Yeah.
the one thing I will throw out
Right.
there,
You're right, Angry Joy.
the one thing I wanted to throw out there real quick was there's also was rumor that LSU was going to go after Dan Lanning of Oregon too. There was that.
No. No.
I think I think that's also off the wall from Dan Lanning's
Yeah.
perspective. But I will say I think that would be an easier pursuit than it would be for LSU trying to get Marcus Freeman. Like,
You know what? I dislike that guy, so sure. Yeah, take
send him
that
down
job.
there.
In fact, I hope he takes it tomorrow.
Yeah.
That way Oregon can just lose a good coach
Yep. But they'll still have cool uniforms.
and $1 billion roster.
Yep.
I'm just kidding, Oregon Duck fans, but not really. Respectfully,
well.
disrespectfully.
So for anybody that's keeping score, that's LSU, Penn State, Auburn, Florida, Arkansas, Virginia Tech are the big schools right now that have dropped their coaches, and I'm sure there's going to be more.
Mhm.
But it seems like every week we're having a new coach firing. So
And somehow the Florida State head coach is still safe.
he's
Isn't that
coming.
crazy?
It's coming. It's coming.